10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Hello everybody and welcome to the final WePlay game of the day. We have got Shazam versus EWolves. I'm Llama Down Under, joined by Minnie. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Llama, and I'm glad to be back in casting.
I am glad you're here. My other Minnie is graciously stepping in. My co-hostess, who was kind of meant to be here, power died apparently, and Minnie's like, I'm up to it, so
I'm ready, boys.
I'm actually really excited for this one. EWolves have to win to stay in line contention with Digital Chaos. Of course, that's assuming that Digital Chaos win all their matches as well, but right now it is looking like, I mean, DC's been sweeping their group. EWolves also need to win here, and if they lose, they're in a lot of trouble. Now, we've got an Enchantress already out. The OD has been banned, something EWolves loves to pick up, along with the Mirana and Earth Spirit, Beastmaster, Death Prophet. Pretty standard bans.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether Shazam are going to run this Enchantress in the offlane. Like normally in the NA scene, it's always offlane Enchantress, but like we saw in the major, like already that Enchantress can be played like a lot of like secondary support, and that can really sort of assist in the offlane. But I think because obviously this is North American Dota with Shazam, I'm probably going to see Enchantress as the offlane, pretty standard normally.
Yeah, I think American hasn't quite shown the Enchantress as a support much. EWolves is actually one of the teams that will sometimes run that, but they vastly prefer it on the offlane. Venge, always a solid pickup, and it's actually for EWolves, this could be carry or support. They're very flexible, and they go for the Mirana again. They love this pickup.
Yeah, it's really rare though. Like I think Mirana in itself is a hero that's quite rare, but if we do ever see Mirana, it's with paired with the OD because of how easy it is to execute the imprisonment plus the arrow. But with a Vengeful Spirit, it's not the easiest of setups. But I guess EWolves feel confident when in playing it regardless.
Yeah, I think right now the OD plus the Mirana has something like an 80% win rate in professional games this patch. A little ridiculous. Shazam get their hands on the Lone Druid. Chen also still in the pool. So I am almost expecting Shazam to ban it out. It would be really greedy and imply that this Venge is carried, but it's something EWolves do like running, this support Venge. So there's Chen, even if they have another roamer.
I mean, I do like the Mirana pickup here. Even though they don't have the OD, it's something that it's a good way to deal with the Enchantress. I can't remember exactly what team did it, but one team was playing against Enchantress in the offlane, and then I think it might have been a secret game actually, and that team sort of picked up Mirana, and it was so good against Enchantress because you just keep on landing arrows and arrows onto Enchantress, and with that burst damage and with that stun, you can easily control Enchantress in the offlane, which normally is a hero that dominates by itself. So if you can really control the Enchantress, then that's a good way to start with a good start in the game.
Also a good way to lock her down, give you enough time to actually bring her down since she's such a pain to kill with that untouchable. Also, Ari can do a decent amount of damage. For for Shazam, now their turn up to ban. They apparently do not think this is support Venge. They think it's carry Venge because they're banning out the Bane, or just wanting to not have that Bane Mirana set up another strong combo.
Yeah, I think they're just more scared of the Bane Mirana combo. I mean, Vengeful Spirit can definitely play support, but it kind of went through like a weird stage where we saw like Venge carry for a good like 2 or 3 weeks like permanently after like VP were playing it quite a bit, but then presumably just sort of dropped off completely. I don't think we're going to see Venge carry probably in this game, and maybe not. But the hero itself is just obviously incredibly strong, incredibly versatile, and probably one of the strongest or most top first picks here. But we see Nature's Prophet banned out as well. But there's still like a lot of heroes that are like not even touched, like Invoker, Faceless Void. But I guess NA have their own kind of meta themselves, and they pick up Brewmaster here for EWolves.
Yeah, now this could be smashed offlane Brewmaster. That's something he really likes. I'm not sure, because I think Van probably also knows how to play the hero mid, or they can just rotate, because all the cores on everybody pretty much on EWolves has played every role before. I'll be really interested to see exactly where it goes. Now for Shazam, though, Brewmaster can really wreck your face
10
in a team
seconds
fight.
remaining.
So they might want to get some more control and ways to stop the Brewmaster from
5
splitting.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, Brewmaster's a good pick here though. Like it works both. It works well against both the Lone Droid and the Enchantress though, because
Reserve
both
time.
the Enchantress plus the Lone Droid Bear are really good Cyclone targets. Because they're easy to sort of chuck them up in the air, and then you can completely forget about them and go from there. So I do like the Brewmaster pick up here. It might be maybe perhaps a little bit too early to pick up the Brewmaster though, because there's obviously ways to counter it. Maybe a Skyrath Mage might be on the board, or perhaps EWolves just have even more crazy picks in mind, so they have to pick the Brewmaster third. But Witch Doctor picked up here by Shazam.
Radiant team
Yeah.
pick.
Now it's going to be actually really interesting the Witch Doctor pickup. Faceless Void still hasn't been grabbed by either team, but I do expect Lone Druid offlane and the Brewmaster offlane, and it's going to be Van Tinker, which means this game is going to be a bit of potentially very low kills. The Van Tinker is something that they do bust out on Elite Wolves from time to time, but it's the right way to say this. It doesn't actually always work.
Yeah, I don't think Tinker's kind of a viable hero in this meta, to be honest. Like, I think this meta is slowly becoming more sort of team fight and sort of pushing, whereas Tinker's more sort of split pushing, trying to find solo pickups by themselves. Now, I'm not saying that the hero can't work,
5
but
seconds
it just seems a little bit out of place, particularly in this meta. But one thing I want to go over though, obviously, it does have a little bit of synergy with the Brewmaster though, because when you get the travels, then obviously you can travels onto the Brewlings, or whatever you want to call them, the minions of Brewmaster when he ulties, so you can set up a lot of kills through there in that way.
Yeah, I mean, now with the Batrider picked up, both sides have some really good pickoff potential. Or Shazam, they also potentially can do the early pushing lineup, obviously. It's a bit weird with the Batrider, but you can go for stuff before you try to engage on the tower. You know, you get that blink up early, you lasso someone and quickly take them down. So Shazam may end up picking up something like a Jug, try and end the game earlier.
Yeah, like already, I prefer the Shazam's lineup and draft. Like, it just seems a lot easier to execute, and just it seems easier to play. But simply, like, Elite Wolves seems to have to find this Tinker and the Morana both have to find a lot of kills for them to be kind of useful in this game. Because when it comes to team fights, like they're just gonna get locked down with the Witch Doctor, ulti, Batrider, lasso, and there's still obviously the carry left for Shazam as well. So I think for Elite Wolves to sort of take this game, they've got to make a lot of work happen from this Morana and Tinker especially.
Yeah. Now, Elite Wolves, their turn to ban out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Jug banned out. Other things they might be worried about maybe is a Spectre, who could cause a lot of problems for the Tinker, even without the Zeus. She can still be a real pain. Do they have enough coverage, though, for Spectre to be able to deal with a Venge, Morana, Brew, and Tinker coming at her?
I think the one question you always have to ask if you're thinking about picking up a Spectre is that can you get like aggressively dual, or like can you get a decent laning phase? Because if you can get a decent laning phase, I think Spectre's always a decent pick. I think one of the weaknesses of Spectre is obviously his laning phase, and if he's going to get pushed, well, I mean, Elite Wolves are not going to really look to do early push, so Spectre's fine on that chance. But in terms of the laning phase, I don't think there's anything that's going to be too scary to play against. So I think if the Spectre was to be pick up here, it would be a decent pick up here from for Shazam if they do want to go with it.
Yeah, it really just depends on exactly what the game plan they want. TC actually has a pretty wide hero pool, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them grab him something like that. And Spectre, pretty in vogue right now. They actually end up
10 seconds.
So Elite Wolves bans out the Chen, and I feel like they're the only team that would ban out the Chen here. They have been running Chen plus Enchantress, which just cracks me up.
Yeah. It's very great. I guess they assume this Lone Droid's going to play in the first position though, the carry, which isn't out of the question. Like, and then I guess that would mean they're looking for another mid then, if that was going to be the case. But I think it's going to be, most likely it's going to be Enchantress secondary support, which I was wondering in the first place. It's going to be offlane Batrider and then maybe carry Lone Droid. But there's a Spectre actually for Elite Wolves, so maybe taking it away from Shazam perhaps.
Also could be something. I'm trying to think of some other fun setups. Maybe you get a long-ranged arrow on someone, Spectre can haunt in and get the kill, or same with Tinker's rockets. Yeah, I guess one way to not have to ban it is to pick up the Spectre yourself.
Yeah,
So
one issue though is that Shazam do have a lot of good push. So the Spectre as well as the Tinker, like they're gonna need like you know, a good sort of 10 to 15 minutes of farm before they can be kind of effective in this game. And if this lone droid is going to be played in the short lane, then their towers are going to be under siege in the first sort of 5 minutes. And particularly if you have Enchantress roaming in as well with some creeps, and they've still got a last pick here as well. So if Shazam want to sort of bolster up their pushing, they easily can. And I think EWolves will kind of struggle. Yes, obviously when Tinker has his blink and his travels, and he's going to be easily able to defend against the push. But if the push is coming at like pre 10 minutes, then there's nothing Tinker can do at that time. So I'm wondering what Shazam are going to go with this. Like even if they pick up something like a jug, for example, would be kind of bit of both in terms of team fight and push.
I think it's also really interesting here.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll touch on that in a second, but also EWolves had the Venge. Shazam picked a Batrider into a Venge. That's always an interesting choice because Venge is seen as, the one true counter to that. But then, Broodmother. How about you go over that? Because this is going to be our second Broodmother game of the day. I'm not the biggest of fans of the Broodmother, but it's always a solid pick, and here it's not. I mean, in the laning phase, it doesn't look like they have a good amount to deal with her.
They have nothing to deal with Broodmother, to put it simply. Like, Venge, Mirana, I couldn't think of worse supports to deal with a Broodmother. Both very single target based, and Spectre, again, is a hero that relies a lot on his supports to get anything in the lane. Like, I mentioned the two questions you have to ask yourself if you're wondering whether to pick a Spectre is, can I get away with it in the lane, and can I get away with it not getting pushed? And Shazam have both of these things. They're playing against a Broodmother, so it's going to wreck EWolves' lane phase, and also they got Lone Droid, Enchantress, and Brood, all who heavily focus on push. So, I mean, I have to give this draft advantage heavily to Shazam right now.
Yeah, I really like the Broodmother pickup. As you said, there's not a lot that they can do to deal with it, and I really like a lot of teams have been picking up the sneaky Broodmother. It just seems to be something that isn't worth a ban in the current meta, or people don't think it's worth a ban in the current meta, and then she's going to cause a lot of grief. So I think it's just natural ebbs and flows of, hey, we haven't banned her in a while, and now we're gonna get punished by her, and remember to ban her next time.
Yeah, I mean, they have ways to deal with Brood if they can get past the laning phase. Like, they have Spectre and Tinker, both who are greater ways of sort of picking off the Broodmother. I'm just worried that can EWolves kind of get anything in this laning phase before they just get run over, is my biggest question in this game. Yeah,
now we're going to be seeing early rotations out from both teams, all grouped up as 5, going into the enemy jungle. They actually used a smoke on EWolves. Shazam did not. They will find nothing, although Masoko does have arrows skilled up. Maybe he can find a big one here on bottom, but they may not realize they're running into all of them. They have to know. They have to know based on finding nobody in the jungle and nobody at the top lane. The arrow is going to be completely wide. 4 members of EWolves are completely revealed here. Fun, just throwing out the auto attacks, but they are all there. And the potential for wraparound with Enchantress with no creeps at this point in the game, I think, is slim. So, EWolves got themselves bottom rune.
Smart money.
Okay. They're going to continue to chase a little bit, but I imagine TC will eventually take this top one. He might be trying to save it. Oh goodness, they've actually caught up to Brax, hit him with an arrow. He is also stunned up by the Venge, and he'll be our first blood.
That's really unfortunate as well, though, because Batrider was saving up for early bottle, so giving away first blood is just going to really hamper him. He's going to buy a TP and come back to base, but still very, very frustrating.
I was not expecting that to go down that way. I did not think that they'd manage to land the arrow. They do, and they get the catch-up, so... Now, in this mid matchup, Batrider versus Tinker. Obviously, Batrider's got sticky napalm, but Tinker's got laser. So who comes out on top?
Well, I would definitely give the advantage to Tinker. The only problem though is that they've got to deal with this Enchantress as well. With Enchantress's help, I definitely think I can give this over to Enchantress.
Catching out MSS, he thinks there's a sentry, but in fact he just got dusted, and they did actually, I don't know if they caught him in this sentry at first as to why they started dusting. They must have.
This is actually really kind of sad to see though, because like I see this a lot from kind of semi-decent broods. Is that
in mid though, Van's dying, and there's a TP rotation in trying to do something to Savage. God gonna see what he can do, but there is nothing. Okay, now quickly talk before more kills happen.
Yeah, so much action, I can't even talk. But it's like, just quickly going over that kill in mid, and this is what I mean, Batrider plus Enchantress is going to really wreck this Tinker. If it was a pure one-on-one, I think Tinker will win it, but with Enchantress' help, it's going to be in favour of Batrider. And going back to the Broodmother as well, is that this Broodmother has to realise, if there's 3 people in this lane, all he needs to do is soak up experience, because if he can pull the Mirana and Venge over to the bot lane, then Batrider can completely win his matchup mid. The problem is when Broodmother starts dying, then he's going to give away experience over to Venge and give experience over to Mirana. If he can just sort of play defensive for the first 6 minutes, then he'll get the level advantage and then can start dominating the lane. But with his early death already, it does put him a little bit behind in trying to secure this lane for himself.
Yeah, he's, as you said, he needs to make some more pressure. They've done a really good job hiding this sentry. Obviously, that helped them set up that first blood. And MSS gonna have trouble finding that. Oh, I spoke too soon. MSS does manage to get the jump on it. And Enchantress even coming in to maybe apply some pressure to this bottom lane.
Yeah. But yeah, I think as long as Broodmother is just not dying in this lane, I think they're going to be fine. Like if you have to sort of commit 3 heroes to shut down a Broodmother, then I think that's the whole point of the Broodmother. Like you're getting a lot of use out of it. That way the Enchantress can pressure on mid, and then Witch Doctor can pressure on top as well. But when Broodmother starts giving away kills, that's when the Broodmother pick is not worthwhile.
Well, we already have 1 creep destroyed by the arrow. Masoku thinking about maybe getting some more on there. And yeah, this Enchantress plus the Broodmother already causing a lot of pain in this bottom lane. So, Spectre getting pressured some. Now, on top, we haven't talked about it much. This Beast Master already level 3.
Yeah, it's not too bad to be honest. I think he's going to be a little bit in trouble when Lone Droid hits level 5, because when he's level 5 then Bear's going to have a chance to root, and I think with root plus Witch Doctor's Maledict plus Paralysing Cross they have a potential to kill, but without root I don't think they have a potential to kill yet, so look for the level 5 on Lone Droid for a potential on the kill.
Oh, and in bottom the baby spiders looking like they're going to be taking out Mystico. And now Masoku in a lot of trouble as well. There are a lot of spawned spiderlings here, done up by MSS.
And Enchantress is using a Whirlwind Ripper as well to really annoy the Tinker, which just gives even more help to this Batrider. And as a result, like he's doing decently. And I think the biggest thing is that although Tinker might be doing decently on farm, like he just has a supreme more kill potential now on the Tinker. And actually top lane, level 5 on Lone Droid expected, and there was the kill I was talking about before.
Now, this farming Lone Droid, we don't often see the safe lane Lone Droid. Obviously, it feels like the item progression is the same. Maybe get yourself an early Midas, try to work on a Radiance. Do you think there are any changes that need to be made for this game, these lineup?
No, I think this is the same way. Like I think you play the Lone Droid the same way whether you play him off lane or in the short lane. I think you just go Midas into Radiance.
And I missed a kill on the Brood down bottom. She does manage to end up getting the Mirana. It looks like she'll also catch the Venge. The Broodmother, she may have missed out on that experience, but she's suddenly got a number of kills. Is she going to catch out Iwo as well? No time to look at that because we've got Enchantress facing up against Van in their jungle. The Batrider is trying to come in time. It's looking like Van will be slowed. Batrider still trying to gap close. They will have another clap, which will slow, but they kill the creep, so there's no gap, no clap. And now Tinker, he walks down on Watch the Machine. One more auto attack would do it. The sticky napalm's coming out, and he's salved up. Brack's taking quite a bit of damage. Will Masoku be able to hit the next arrow? 4 seconds. Brack's just wandering away. It looks like they'll be fine.
Interesting skill build though by this Batrider as well, maxing out Napalm. It's something you'd never see S4 do if he played mid Batrider. Like, it wouldn't have mattered on that kill there down to Tinker, but normally you go 2-on-2 because a third point in Sticky Napalm just doesn't really help or increase that much compared to the extra point in Firefly. Like if you look at the scaling, like it goes up to 20 damage per second on Firefly when you put it to level 2, whereas the scaling on the Sticky Napalm is like 2% on movement slow and 5 extra damage, so not very worthwhile, but interesting nonetheless.
And as you mentioned, the fears are becoming real, right? Shazam, they're off to a good early start. The Broodmother, despite 2 deaths, is top of the net worth chart and has more than enough to deal with Mirana and the Venge. And suddenly, this early push might be coming well before the Spectre and the Tinker are ready.
Yeah, and this just all goes back to the draft, honestly. I mentioned it, like, EWolves' draft is so strange and so weird, and it's not working out for him so far, but middle lane...
Okay, they throw the stun out onto Vrax, but now they're sticky napalmed up, standing in the Firefly a bit. Masoku gonna leap up to the high ground and get away. They tried for that gank while Van was up getting the rune.
Hasn't even spec Lasso yet. I have to assume that's a misclick. Like, again, you never like. I only refer back to S4 because I think he's like the best Batrider in the world in terms of solo mid, and like I think if he had Lasso there, he could have easily maybe turned onto the Mirana, but alas, no. He has Lasso now, but yeah, turned level 7. But
yeah, sometimes, as you said, you just sometimes click the wrong buttons. Either way, they are beginning to pull ahead on Shazam. 3k net worth lead, over 2,000 experience, and this is a very troubled Spectre, right? She had to leave bottom lane full health just because of how big this Broodmother is.
Yeah, and this is after Bruno had died at level 1. I think that the help from Enchantress playing in the enemy jungle has helped him a lot actually. But he's completely destroying. Like he's top net worth against 3 other heroes, which is just absurd. Like he's like winning this game by himself practically.
Yeah, and this is just the Broodmother effect, right? She always does this. You let her get level 5, she kills everyone.
Yeah, particularly when like you have a draft like you have Venge, Mirana, Spectre, all heroes that are very, very weak against Broodmother. Like I mean, 5th pick Broodmother, this is just the stuff that happens, put simply.
Now, Enchantress thinking about coming in onto Smash. He does have a Mango, although currently not enough for that whole Thunderclap. He's gonna have to use it. He's gonna have to give somebody the clap at some point. He's gonna use it, trying to hit the Enchantress as well. He doesn't have enough off for his ult, but it doesn't matter. Spectre haunts in. They've got a lot of supports around here. Can they land the arrow they need? It's off the mark, but they have dusted up MSS. They need another slow to get anything done, and they're not able to catch the Broodmother while the baby spiders decimate Smash.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to see actually is I'd like to see Shazam put a bit more pressure on this top lane. I mean, this lone driver has been sort of farming up here by himself, and obviously with the Brewmaster rotation down bottom, but I think they need to be putting a lot more pressure on this top lane, because I mentioned when Tinker gets his boots travel, he's going to be able to stop a lot of the push. So you want to try and get as much pushing as you can before Tinker's sort of an issue. And I think the T1 tower in the short lane here for Dio is the easiest tower to get, so they need to put a bit more pressure on it.
I'm a little bit surprised that the Lone Druid without a contested lane doesn't have his Midas up yet, but I mean, I think he has.
He's got it now.
Lost it. Yeah, he should.
Yeah,
he gets it now. So
he's top net worth. Like he bought like boots and stuff and all Venom, so he's fine.
Yeah, obviously prioritizing some of those other items over it. I mean, he's certainly doing much better than the Spectre. He is 1k ahead of the Spectre, and that is only going to grow. For Elite Wolves, what do you do here? You need to buy time. How do you find it?
I think you have to rely on Mirana hitting arrows, or like try and roam, like because there's nothing else you can really do. Like Brewmaster doesn't have blink, so you can't really set up kills there. Tinker's sort of focused on farming, so is Spectre, so it has to be this Mirana creating space. But unfortunately, arrows are not always the easiest to hit, and when Batrider just picks up his blink at 9 minutes, then it's not going to be Elite Wolves taking control of this game. It's going to be Shazam.
Yeah, these early towers certainly going to be helping out Shazam a bunch, and as we talked about, this is a really important match for Elite Wolves. They need to keep winning all of their replay matches so that they're tied with Digital Chaos, and they're in a bad spot right now. 5,000 net worth behind. They're usually the team that takes the lead. Now, up in top, they're looking like they want to do something onto Smash. He does have Primal Split ready. So we will see.
Maybe.
Okay, yep, it looks like they're going to be able to get the kill onto Vend. They do get the return kill onto the Broodmother, and that's a killing spree, but oh gosh, whoa, he is taking a lot of damage. He does manage to get on out, and the gank at top never came.
I'm so surprised, but why didn't Batrider TP in there? Like, if he TP's in bottom, he's got blink, like, he could easily secure the kill on the Spectre. They may even save the Broodmother, but instead decides to not, and I think that's a missed opportunity, honestly.
Also, releasing some of the pressure on the rest of Elite Wolves lineup allows Van to get himself those boots of travel up. So suddenly the Tinker, he's not scary yet, right? But he's something.
Yeah, he's not scary, but I think this Travels is a really big pickup though now, because, I mean, Shazam, they no longer can really effectively push, because with Travels on Tinker, like, he just spams that march on machines as he's doing right now, and that's the end of the push. And I think they should have got more before Travels was picked up on the Tinker, because of how much of a dominating position Shazam were in. So I think Brood's going to definitely have a bit of a harder time now Travels is picked up by the Tinker.
Now it looks like they're grouping up for a smoke. Shazam, I think they know about Brax's blink. Maybe that's why he didn't TP in. I don't know whether it's been revealed yet, but he's certainly got the blink and then some more in change, and he should be able to secure them this bottom tower. is actually deep under the tower. EWolves wants nothing to do with this.
I think Tinker, actually no, Tinker can't
Oh, they
travel down
know.
bottom.
Spectre uses the horn, tries to stop this blink, but Brax, he's there with the last. Whoa, my goodness! It runs out, and
Lone
instead
Druid.
Spectre goes all the way top, onto Lone Druid, and now we'll see if they can get any return kills. They are all invisible, unfortunately, right under a sentry. Brax on the sidelines. Firefly should be running out soon. There it goes. They're now standing in the Monster Machine. Smash has taken quite a bit of damage, is under the effects of Maledict. He may actually need to use his salve carefully here. Yeah, he's gonna be close.
Shazam just rotated like 4 heroes down bottom and sort of tried to look for the push, but you know, Tinker comes in once and just does like 2 or 3 march the machines, and they're kind of forced back. And I think Tinker's actually going to travel down here again and do the same thing. So it really puts, you know, Shazam's pushing on the back foot because of it.
They did manage to force out the haunt though, and nothing really was gained from it. So we'll see Batrider going for it again. They do have glyph for this tower. They haven't used it yet. There are a lot of spiders. Van coming in, using that launch. Finally, he's going to throw the glyph out. And as you said, with that, the push is gone.
Oh, Spectre.
Oh, Spectre gonna try to find something. Oh no, she's gonna try to find her own death. They managed to get a big stun onto Fun. Can they follow it? Smash, he's using that primal split. We'll see if they can kill off both Brax and this little tossed up in the Witch Doctor. They've gotten Brax, and it's looking like the Witch Doctor should be soon to follow. Fun taking a lot of damage, even with the spiders from MSS. They're not gonna find anything on the lineup of Shazam other than the Spectre.
Yeah, that Brewmaster was like the saving grace there for EWolves. Like that Spectre literally just came in such an awkward angle, like got picked off instantly, but luckily the Brewmaster was there to turn the tide of battle, luckily. Oh man, on Broodmother. 12 minutes or 13 minutes in, man, this is scary for EWolves now.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it, but I mean, this Broodmother, she didn't have the easiest of games, right? But she's almost at 500 GPM anyway. MSS has 3 deaths, is still almost at 500 GPM.
Yeah, he's smashed it, honestly. Like I criticised him a little bit for getting picked off at the start, but he's bounced back so much, and he's just destroying everyone. And the thing is, like, now he's got Orchid, there's no one that can really contest him down bottom. Like, anyone shows up in this lane, bottom lane, they're going to die. If it's a Spectre, if it's anyone, they're just going to die. And now this puts so much pressure on the side of EWolves, because Spectre's now forced to rotate top to try and find his farm. But, I mean, if he tries to farm top, then there's potential for Batrider to be there as well. Like, Shazam have so many opportunities and abilities to just solo kill heroes, and that just puts, you know, EWolves in such a poor position, honestly.
Yeah, they're also just continuing to expand their lead. Obviously, Shazam an easier time farming this map with Broodmother and also the Midas just making gold for them out of thin air. This TC is going to have a very early Radiance, unless they manage to do something on EWolves, and I'm not sure if they saw. Okay, they now know about the Moonlit Shadows using this ward, so the Watch do come out. Bear's gonna wander out of it. Huh?
No Brewmaster ulti though. I think that's the biggest thing. But that was the reason why they could not salvage the last team fight. But without Brewmaster ulti this time, I don't think they can fight it. Not against an Orchid Broodmother with 13 minutes in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, here comes the Broodmother Spiders. Brax also around, getting ready to blink in. He's gonna go for it on Van, gets the lasso. Immediately the horn comes out. There is a launch down to Van. He's getting very low, and he will drop. They'll catch out SPG, but it's not enough. They need more from this engagement. Ewo bursting forwards, trying to find something. He's going in onto Brax. They manage to catch out the Broodmother, and they get Brax, and that is a huge win for the lineup of EWolves.
Yeah,
oh, they had to buy back though.
Yeah, they had to buy back. But I think it might have been worth it though. But like, if they had Brewmaster ulti there, they would have been complete wiped out. But I think Shazam were just a little bit too over with it. They dived the tower a little bit too much. But still, a decent trade there for EWolves, even though they had to buy back.
Yeah, so it's a good job by EWolves defending there, and certainly puts a big dent in the lead of Shazam. But the Lone Druid still fine, almost has the relic, and they know that they have to get a kill on him soon. Let's see if they can find it. Smash, of course, does have that primal split. He's gonna go throw it out. TC just standing there. He has to take it, and now taking a lot of damage. Can they get the kill on him though? He's trying to dodge some of it. He uses that roar as well, but it's looking like he's gonna go down. At the same time, there is a lot of launch going on for the rest of them. They still haven't killed TC. They swap him back into the rest of them, and Smash turns back into the normal Panda Bear, and coming back in, trying to get a kill. A blink disjoint from Brax. EWolves, and for the very, very little bit, they'll get the Enchantress. And just in time, that kill on Lone Druid, putting him 400 away from the Relic.
I really thought he was going to Midas with his bear though, unfortunately. Like, I mean, I think he was dead anyway, honestly. I think he should have maybe just used Midas on his bear, and then he might have been able to support buy the relic before he died. But actually, Brax might be in trouble as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
He just goes down immediately. Really well played there from Masoku.
Oh man, it's so annoying though, honestly. When you die and you still got Midas like available, it's like the worst feeling actually. Oh well.
Yeah, just casual things from EWolves. Normally they win their lanes heavily. This one, they're just saying, hey, it's fine. Maybe we didn't win our lanes. We'll work back the lead. They've made it definitely an experience gain in their favor.
Yeah. One thing I did like what EWolves are doing though is that they're kind of leaving the Broodmother. Actually, I expect
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's gonna go for the TP away. Can she get this? The soul burn.
No way. I was just literally about to say how I like how EWolves are kind of just leaving the Broodmother to be. I think there's two ways to deal with a Broodmother. Either you kind of try and shut him down as hard as possible, or you leave him to do his own thing because he'll kind of fall off eventually. But unfortunately, Spectre just dies there as a result.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre, it looks like she's decided she's going to save up for the Radiance, getting pretty close, but unfortunately, until she has that, it's not safe to go out.
Yeah, like I said, this bot lane, like there's no one that can really lane bottom with Broodmother being there, because Broodmother will just instantly kill you. They have to try and find plays and kills in the top side of the map before they can really deal with this Broodmother, I think.
Now, EWolves have done a good job of slowing some things down. Brax doesn't have the 4-staff yet, and similarly, I believe the Relic is up on the Lone Druid, but he could have had the whole dang thing already. It's a rough game for EWolves, even if they can get a Radiance up on their Spectre, because you're facing a Lone Druid. What, do you just try to win the teamfight engagements?
Yeah, I think they have to just play to their strength. Oh, there's a smoke here coming from the
There
side
is
of
also a
EWolves.
gem up on Smash. He's going to... Okay, now they will know, Shazam, most likely, about the gem, and we'll see whether that changes how MSS plays.
Yeah, Shazam need to be really careful actually, because if they can try and hold off of an engagement before Lone Droid gets his Radiance, they should be in a good position. I think when Lone Droid gets Radiance, I think Shazam can just group up as 5 and try and take a team fight as soon as possible before Spectre picks up his Radiance as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure coming out. Shazam do have a lineup that could effectively split push, and that's something Tinker isn't great about dealing with.
Yeah, I think for EWolves trying to get back into this game, like they have to play to their strength. They have to try and find solo pickoffs and kind of gank around the map. Like they've got Tinker, obviously, who's one of the best heroes to deal with split push and heroes to deal with sort of split ganking. So they got Spectre as well. They try and have to find Shazam by themselves. For example, this Lone Droid is by himself. They need to try and find those kind of heroes because when Radiance is picked up on Lone Droid, I don't think they can take a team fight as 5. And here comes the Radiance from Lone Droid.
Oh, okay, Smash is jumping in with the Primal Roar. He's gonna... Oh, the arrow manages to hit on Brax. This should be a short kill. Can they also get SVD here? He's taking a lot of damage on this Enchantress, of course, has that healing. The burst is more than enough. And the coconuts come out from Witch Doctor, but they do nothing. So looking like a tier 1 for the lineup of EWolves. But as you said, Radiance is up on that bear.
Yeah, it's still a good jump though. They realised that Lone Droid was not going to TP in and Bruno was in the bot lane, so the worst comes to worst, it was a 3v5 for the side of EWolves, and that's the kind of ganks they have to be trying to find, because they're incredibly mobile. Like they got Tinker and Spectre, 2 incredibly mobile heroes, and they just got to try and find their engagements where they're the strongest.
Now they're going to continue forwards. EWolves just really trying to push this advantage. Batrider will be back up soon, and yeah, they are TPing all the way out, even the Mirana lead. Them a safe escape. Also, they have to deal with MSS, wave cutting. Oh, the dust, I believe it was just off the mark. They do have a gem, of course, up on this Brewmaster. They're actually going to pop the ult running to make sure they all do get out. Looking like both teams cleanly disengaging.
Yeah. And for Shazam, like their only initiation is Batrider. Like they have to rely solely on this Batrider to get good jumps. I think their best jump is perhaps. I think if they can catch the Brewmaster before he ulties, like that will definitely secure Shazam the team fight. But it all depends obviously initiation and vision. But like without it, like they don't have it like any kind of lockdown except for like a Witch Doctor stun, which isn't enough really. So they have to solely rely on this Batrider. But they're going to take Roshan now, and I think they can just slow siege the tier 2s now on the side of EWolves.
On the upside, for EWolves, they've got a Radiance on the way perspective. She's picked up the Relic, and obviously there's a couple of good blinks here that'll stop. It'll also just increase her damage output. It'll really bring a world of hurt to fun. This Witch Doctor already having trouble surviving the haunts, and it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing though is that it's going to stop the blink from Batrider, because I mentioned how the team fights for Shazam want to go. I think they have to catch the Brewmaster before he ulties with Batrider blink, but obviously if Spectre Haunt is going to stop that completely, and if you stop the blink rider from Batrider, there's no way that Brewmaster won't get his ultimate off, and when he does get his ultimate off, I think they have a chance to win team fights, particularly or just solely because of that ultimate. It's such a big factor, honestly.
Mirana already has a Lotus Orb. I love this. I am super impressed. It's not an item we often see as the first item pickup on any hero, but I really like that Masoku has decided that, hey, Lotus Orb is really going to save us from a lot of business this game. Let's get one
Oh, arrow again.
Did that? Okay, Brax, he is just dead. There's no escape here. And another fantastic arrow by Masoku.
I have to admit, this Mirana is playing out of this world, honestly. This, like... This whole game, if there wasn't a Mirana, or if Mizuku wasn't playing this Mirana, like EWolves would be in such a bad position. There's been so many kills that have been set up by this Mirana, and honestly, is winning them this game. Put simply, if Mirana was not in this game, like Shazam would be destroying. Put simply, but they're not at the moment.
I tell this story every time I toast EWolves, but I remember when Complexity qualified for MDL over EWolves. They actually were knocked into the lower bracket by EWolves, and then Swindle and I were casting a game together, and he just said, "Look, we're just gonna ban Mirana against EWolves because they can't do anything if they don't have her." And this is exactly what it is. Masoku lands arrows that get them back into this game. They were approaching 7.5k net worth behind, and not looking like they had any way back into the game in sight, and they have brought it back down to a 0 net worth difference, a 0 experience difference.
It's just remarkable, honestly. Like, it's so crazy to think that one hero can actually have that much of a big of an impact, particularly on a hero that's not really picked up that much in the scene, honestly. But this hero, it's one of those heroes that it's like either hit or miss, and at the moment this guy's hitting every single arrow, and it's really paying off as a result. But they're still in a bad position though. Like obviously Shazam are still very strong. They got Radiance, they got Broodmother with Orchid as well, so they have to be careful. But so far these ganks have really given EWolves at least a chance in this game.
Now, Enchantress here, she hasn't gone for the Dragon Lance, actually. This is a full support Mirana, but even then, not Mirana, Enchantress, words please. I'm much more used to seeing her go Dragon Lance before the Ags.
Yeah, definitely. Normally you always see Dragon Lance before the eggs. It's just better build up and better sustain. But with the Midas picked up here as well, it's a little bit peculiar. But
okay, they're getting ready to go in. Brax actually blinks a very small amount, and already the Primal Split coming out. There is the Horde back off cooldown, and they blow up Spawn. Next, they're going in onto MSS. He pops his BKB. M-Code actually taking a huge amount of damage here. The minus Aura though maybe will help them out, but EWolves already low. They're gonna lose their Spectre. They have to get out this Primal Splitter because he has the gem. They cannot lose Smash. And comes back in, is throwing down some Motion Machines. MSS probably cannot follow further. And they'll be able to hold this, but they did lose their Spectre, a team fight that went completely the way of Shazam.
Yeah, definitely. And this just goes back to really the Radiance and the Bear and the Broodmother really having a big impact. Like the last sort of 3 or 4 team fights, Broodmother has not been there because he's been bot lane, but now Shazam are playing as a team sort of fighting with the Broodmother, and it's having a massive impact. The Brewmaster ultis are still doing a lot of work, but this Broodmother is still such a big problem.
Yeah, the new BKB being shown up by the Broodmother, just very little that the Spectre could do against her.
Yeah, exactly. Like that BKB.
Now, they're actually going to throw the stun out onto MSS. He takes a little bit of damage. He attaches to play very conservatively, and they crimp on Masoku. The smoke comes out from the bench with Masoku already at half health. They'll burn down the Aegis at the very least. They also get the Bear immediately resummoned by TC. They use the Moonlit Shadows in an attempt to initiate, but the Sentry already down, and now MSS taking a lot of damage here. He's going to get bursted. Dagon being shown off by Van, already level 2. Shazam, they need to back away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Minnie, I believe you're not pushing your push to top key. Or you're dead. Either of these outcomes is unacceptable. Oh, he has been disconnected, apparently. Minnie died? Oh, this is not a good day for us. We still have a chase continuing. This arrow, finally one gonna go wide for the Mirana. And I'm gonna check to see if Minnie is back at all. You know it's a bad day when your assigned co-caster has a power outage and then your backup also has internet problems, so hopefully Minnie will be back with us shortly. But in the meantime, looking over that last team fight, somewhat in EWolves' favor, but also have to remember that they did just lose the previous team fight, so it's still not they're not in the best of positions, and the game is still very even, maybe even a little bit of a lead for Shazam, of course, with how big this lone Druid is. Topping the network shot, has the Radiance, has, you know, everything you could want, has the Blads up now. The Motion Machine's gonna cover this push, and Smash also has the Primal Split, so Shazam not looking interested in coming in. Brax, he wants to see if he can find a jump. Obviously, if you can get smashed, that's a big old target. You have to be careful. Anytime the Venge is up, oh goodness. While Van is just being a jerk on the backlines, yeah, they had to destroy that ward. M-God looking for a swap. Brax coming in. If he can catch out, oh, he does. He manages to get the Venge. They don't have a response to that, but immediately they pick up the Witch Doctor and the Bat Rider too. Tinker doing mad work. Ewo now working in onto SVG. Kind of an on target to go after with the Untouchable, but Swap stops her from TPing away. They've also caught out the Bear. The Bear does have a okay, he has a resummon shortly. So he doesn't need to worry too much about that, but suddenly EWolves, they have blown this game wide open. They get the stun on the Bears. We talked about Lone Druid does have a resummon, but MSS pops his DKG, gets to use it on nothing, and TC, if he goes down, they have no defense all of a sudden. EWolves, they take a tier 2 and they just lead into taking the base. EWO very low, but gonna get owned up here again. And out of nowhere, EWolves taking team fight after team fight. What a turnaround there. Now again, they have cover of much of the machines, but it looks like EWolves gonna take the safe option, not even ensuring the tower, just wanting to back on out and wait till the next big team fight. Also gonna go for a Moonlit Shadows there. See what they can do. Obviously a huge big swing for them. Almost 7.5k in their lead. And taking a look around, we can see it's gonna end up pumping out into their items. Ag's already been up on Smash, also has the Vlad's Aether Lens on Mystico. And then Mirana might be able to get herself something pretty. It's a mech to go with her early Lotus Orb that was doing a lot of work there. For Shazam, suddenly they need to be very careful because taking one bad team fight like that really can put you back. Their racks are exposed. Now, obviously, Shazam gonna be feeling like they're no longer in the driver's seat. MSS, he doesn't have macro books or anything, but you can always fall back on Broodmother, pressuring other lanes. It does feel like EWolves are getting their Spectre, though, into the point where she no longer has to super worry about the spiders as much. So she's got a little bit more freedom there.
Dire's top tower.
MSS not really showing exactly what he wants to do. He also has webs in kind of not the best places for pushing, so you have to get all of those set up. While again, with the cover of launch of the machines, Elite will push another tier 2. At some point, Shazam have to decide to fight. They can't, you can't just keep avoiding these fights, like, it's not the best of strategies. Aegis is going to be a long respawn timer, almost 11 minutes there, so this is a saving grace for Shazam. They will buy themselves some time to try and get some stuff done. Oh gosh, he's going off to MSS. Tinker just being a little bit cutesy there. And I do wonder, he's saving up a lot of gold. He's not upgrading the Dagon. It does have diminishing returns per cost. Oh, excellent. Mini is alive again. Let me just move him in. Thank goodness. Let's just say that. Thank goodness you're back and alive, Mini. Oh,
I apologise.
Oh, it's clearly English internet. Yeah.
English internet, man, is actually horrible. I need to move country. If anyone has any suggestions or recommendations, that would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, there's a team fight with the Lotus Orb. They're stuck in place, and Brax, he's gonna probably fall from this. They're trying to pound into Smash, but Dagon comes out, just finishes him off, and now they also managed to kill off on Emerson, is trying his best to fight. He probably will kill off Masoko here, but is it enough? He needs to get some damage done on someone else. The Bear getting very low. There is a resummon at the ready for TC. But they need to back on up, and Savage, he's gonna get caught out here. Do they bring him down? Untouchable actually doing a mad amount of work along with the healing wisp. Does up to 1,000 heal at max level, but here comes Tinka. Dagons don't care about your Untouchable, and EWolves, they are poised to push a Rax.
What even happened the 5 minutes I was gone on there? Like, all I know is that Shazam were winning and now they're like losing ranks.
Sorry about that. You kind of missed the only important super key part of the game. Just EWolves, they took a tier 2 and then won a team fight after it against Shazam and managed to get themselves a Rax. You can take a look around, but it looks like EWolves, they're thinking about continuing to push. The Tinker, of course, has TP'd away. Smash has to be careful. He doesn't want to give up the gem here, and Tinker does choose to upgrade his dagger. And I wasn't sure he was going to do it. Thought maybe he'd go for a sheep to deal with stuff like the bear. But
really, he's got a rank 2 boots of travel as well, actually. That's really interesting.
oh no, I think that's it is. Okay, I thought it was the cosmetic mixing you up.
I think the reason being is because it's
Minnie, if you died again, I'm actually gonna make fun of you. I'm really hoping he just forgot to use his push to talk key, but I'm pretty sure what Minnie was trying to say is that, I still see him in TeamSpeak. What I think he was trying to say is that it synergizes really well with the Panda split and so on. And it certainly helps you set up, so. Now, the Roshan has respawned. And we've got a pause. Hopefully that'll give me some time to get back. We're just gonna carry on, folks. We've got ourselves a Roshan. This might be, I mean, I think it might be all that EWolves need to end this game out, but I don't know that they need much to end this game out. They're 10,000 net worth ahead, 7.5k experience. There's not a good answer on Shazam all of a sudden, and Tinker can actually bring down this Lone Druid Bear twice at this point. Aegis goes down, they put it on the Spectre. That is a terrifying target, and she is looking ripped. She's got a lot of damage coming out from her, from them. Oh, okay, they swap onto Brax. They're gonna get a stun out of him. Can they kill him off? But no, the pull comes out on the Ember. Brax getting very low. Spectre gonna finish him off. Now TC standing there trying to fight up the Spectre, but even with a BKB on the Bear, Spectre still kind of winning that engagement. Fun gonna be shown off to the sidelines there. The Primal Split doing good work. There is a gem on the deck, but TC getting very low here, and the TP in onto Ewo. He is just gonna help Tinker finish off one, and now the coconuts are bouncing, but Savage not in a good spot. Tinker just comes in with the dagger. This might just be GG coming out, and they might have Fun caught out on the sidelines, but with no bear, with Broodmother getting caught out as well. MSS goes down. That's a GG, and that's gonna be it. EWolves still very much in the running to contest DC for the land spot in the WePlay League Season 3. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the technical issues coming out here. You know, clearly Universe telling me that they do not want me to have a co-caster, which I think is a big mistake. Either way, I hope you guys had fun. When he could be here, that was Mini Esports joining me. You can find him by Twitter on that handle. I am Llama Down Under. You can find me on Twitter as well. I'd love any and all feedback to make the casting better. If you tell me to fix Britain's internet, that's a little bit outside the scope of my abilities. And I believe this is the last America's game for a while since, of course,